Hey, what's up, traders? Or, como está? Hola. Welcome. Cinco de Mayo, 2019. Just 1 year ago, it all came to a crashing end, right? At least for the altcoin spring. The altcoin spring of 2018. We all remember that one vividly. But happy to have you. Maybe we have different circumstances, but geez, man. I mean, where we are, this is just the Bittrex chart, okay? This is one that we don't really look at that often. And there's not much data here either, okay? But there's just enough data for us to know what's really happening, right? Bump and run Momo shift breakout, that's real. But also, we know looking left, there's no other support here. There was that one wick in February, so not really concerned about the historical data on this one. It's really just giving us giving me what I need, and that is to know that the yellow trend lines, that's the critical resistance point after a stupendous run where we went from 3150 all the way up to 5900. Okay, and what square up level is around 6330. Okay, we know that's much higher, and we have much stronger resistance above us around 6,000 to 6,100. But at this point, I'm just saying, we are at the top of, Larley brought this up on not this chart, but the Bitfinex chart, where, yeah, ascending, broadening wedge stuff. It didn't really work on my Bitfinex chart, I don't know, but on Bittrex, it works perfectly, right? Two upsloping, diverging trend lines, the inverse of a rising wedge. And it's our third or fourth time touching the top trend line of the pattern, and so we know how that goes, right? That normally ends with a sell-off, okay, down to at least the bottom of the pattern, 5,200, and if you broke it, the measured move of the pattern would put you back 4,800, okay? So with the ascending, broadening wedge going on the Bittrex chart, we also have, again, like discussed in the video I posted today, not just on other exchanges, this exchange too, we do have, in fact, triple RSI bearish divergence. So we're at a critical resistance. We just had a really, really nice run up, a rally, divergence on the 4-hour and the daily time scale. I mean, we're starting to get some nice coinciding variables here. Harmonics. We're not even talking about harmonics right now. We're talking about simple bread and butter TA with Bulkowski patterns, right? So 20-day moving average is at 5340, 50-day moving average at 4849, 200 moving average is at 4400, okay? So we do have a weekly close coming up in about an hour and 51 minutes. So we'll be watching that. I don't know if I'll be live at that time. I don't know if I'll be live for 2 hours, but dang, dude. You know what's crazy? We're at 6,988 subs. 12 subs away from 7,000. Can we do that live? If we do it live, man, we'll have the 7,000 sub celebration tonight after Game of Thrones, right? That'd be lit, man. We'd have a lot of fun with that, okay? So, dang, dude. Thank you all so much for just the support over all this time. It's been a long journey. And it's really just begun, right? So 7,000 is nothing. What's 7,000 to 8,000? What's 8,000 to 10,000? So 10,000, we got that Vegas meetup. Just playing. So I hope you're enjoying the themed music. A little bit of Spanish guitar for you on Cinco de Mayo. All right. So that's it, man. I mean, I guess we could go back into the other charts and talk about them. I mean, whatever. Hey, Mr. The Man Weed. Thanks for the sub, dude. Welcome, man. Welcome. Coinbase. Coinbase, same situation, right? It's really just more so an upsloping flag. I mean, look, arguments can be made, yeah, just diverging. They're not perfect. They're just diverging, right? Trend lines, upsloping. So, it doesn't line up as well at all as Bittrex does, or I think Bitfinex. So there you are, man. 58.44 area, wicking off of it, wicking off not just the horizontal line resistance, but the upsloping resistance, and the divergence is very real. And here's the thing. This is why I'm a little on the daily here, because the positive momentum has just begun to build, right? So we know, you don't normally just end it after 2 histogram wicks, even on scrub pumps, right? Normally you get it builds and builds and builds and then starts receding, right? Builds and builds and builds and starts receding. So there is the chance that we might not be done here. And that's why I played devil's advocate on the 4 hour with maybe the 3618 fib extension or the 1618 fib extension for the crab, right? That's what I'm talking about. Right, the 3618 is up literally right at $6,000, and then the 1618 it's like 6,100, I think. 1618. Yeah, there it is. It's at oh god, it's at 6,077 or so. All right, so that's a confluence zone. Those are two crazy variables. You don't want to see us get above the 3618 though. So. Remember, this is the same height Ethereum made before its huge dumpage, okay? So, that's it, man. But, I mean, the main thing you got to do here is you got to break above 5,800, 5,840, and then you have to break it and then back test it as support as much as you need to, right? Before running again to those next areas of resistance way above you. You know, a couple $100 above you, actually. So, okay, man. I mean, so far, though, without playing devil's advocate, we've hit a 1272, and once we hit the 1272, we sold off and hit a 38% retrace. So it's like, what if this is the top? I don't know, but like that's why we have to play devil's advocate, because there's stuff going on that's bearish, but also we know if we look at the weekly, okay, the weekly here, positive momentum has been building. I don't know what. Maybe it was the monthly or something. It could just be the monthly. No way it's the monthly. I don't know, man. The weekly, we've been building right now. We just bullishly. We're going to close this week with a bullish engulfing candle. We're also going to close above the 50-day moving average, and it will be the first time above the 50 moving average since May 21st, 2018, right? Cinco de Mayo week right here, dude. Big bearish engulfing candle, and it didn't end for a long time. Okay. Didn't end really till December 2015. But look what happened, man. The 200-week moving average, I remember we discussed briefly, like we were bouncing off of it. Dude, that's great news. Look how high we've gone since we've bounced off the 50-week moving average. That's awesome, man. So, nice to see. And really here on the weekly, this looks like very weak resistance. You have candle low close from November of 2017, but the real resistance on the weekly starts showing up again at like 6,030 to 6,100. Okay, so that's the real resistance up there on the weekly. But again, so much can happen on shorter time scales. All right, man. Just trying to give you a good look all over the place today with the monthly closing. It's good to just review all time scales and just to make sure what's going on all of them, okay? That's it, man. What are y'all doing? Hello. What's up at ES Trading? Jurgen, Moonshine Fuel. Yeah, do a breathalyzer before I start. Okay, dude. Okay, 0.00. What's up, Gerard? Stay-at-home dad, Alfonso, Bitcoin Kang. Dan Crowell, welcome. Ambience, the Center for Ambience. What's up, Mr. Manweed? Thanks again for subbing. Yeah, you think the volatility is going to explode tomorrow, Hainsey, man? Well, all right, we'll see, dude. Hey, I'm looking for some volatility to the downside of the stock market, dude, just because of MasterCard. But, yeah, dude, that'd be nuts. What's up, Iceberg? Aked? True Stoner, Dolphin134 says Skull. Yeah, Skull, dude.
Inverse S on 1 hour/4 hours. Ascending triangle. 6K coming. Inverse Chinese.
Kills for a living. Thanks for the $4.44. Repeating, of course. 4 hours. Last I checked, you know, we had horizontal line resistance, not upsloping resistance, right? 1, 2, 3. So, what if we break to the upside? Look, man, remember in the video I talked about we run up to 5,900 and you'd still be respecting the upsloping resistance we've developed, right? So don't get like a false reading, but I mean, like, this is a different high than this high. This high is a different high than this high. They're all 3 consecutively higher highs. So, right, man? You see what I'm saying? Like, it comes to a point where you do have to respect the wicks, because, like, it would make, all right, I would understand if you were going to use candle closes and wicks, but in this situation, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Using this wick here, nothing touches, no candle high close touches this first wick, and no wick touches this wick. This one almost does, but doesn't. Okay, so right, like right here, use that. There's one candle high close, but no wicks touch it. So really, you go with what makes the most sense. And in that situation, like, I don't know how we could actually get away with it without just plotting it and saying, screw it, man, don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it, right? So, I don't know. I see more of a rising wedge developing. But hey, remember, if you think inverse Chinese is coming, you know that the measure move of the rising wedge can go to the upside too, right? So you measure from the widest areas, from the breakout, which would be like 59.50, and that'd be up at 6,200 or something, all right? So, but again, man, you're just testing your luck here with just a lot of stuff on the daily and 4-hour time scale saying gross, okay? Like the fact that we had, here's the thing, the fact that we had this like triple RSI bearish divergence on the 4-hour, and this is to the extent of how far we fell, and we've already pivoted off the 20 moving average, is really strong, okay? That is really strong, and that's why the devil's advocate has to come into play here to say, hey man, that's all you got after all this divergence on both oscillators, that's it? And now your negative momentum's already starting to like scrub out a little bit? Yeah, there is reason to believe we could go higher than where we are now, okay? But getting about, 6,000 would be it. If we could break 5,800, you're going to 6,000 almost certainly, dude. Okay. Because it's just such a resistance that is such a big deal, man. You just have to break it. You break it, man. Again, there's not really much. I mean, there's, okay, a candle low close at 59.94, which is 6,000. Okay, so, which is exactly at the 3618 fib extension. Wow. Crazy. So there you go, Kills Rolling. Inverse head and shoulders. I mean, normally you don't ever really see inverse head and shoulders after impulses up. They are after impulses down. They're Momo shifts. And you don't really get, how do you get a momentum shift after you've run to the upside? You're not shifting momentum. That's like an inverse head and shoulders or a head and shoulders. They're testament to momentum shifting, right? And so if you run up, your momentum's already positive. And so how could you form a momentum shifting pattern after your momentum's already positive, right? So, I don't know, man. Yeah, you can look at it like an inverse head and shoulders if you want to, but I mean, I'm just looking at it the way it makes the most sense to me, which is, it looks like you're just developing rising wedge. Okay. Thanks for the 4s, man. Much love. Hey, wonderful bricks. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Justin Ramos. Welcome. Just Idea, welcome. Catalia, welcome. Edgar, hi. Q Phil. Hey, Dave and Bella Toy Adventures. Timothy Janika, hello. So, hold on, sorry, read that. Thoughts on this Bitfinex Tether scandal and price manipulation, FUD, or real possibility of 680 million of Tether being poured into Bitcoin for artificial pump? Dude, it is so speculative. I wouldn't put it past something in crypto doing that, since there's no like regulations and there's not much confident or not much consequence for if something bad happens. So, I mean, dude, I don't know. Like, who really knows? Like, who really knows? I mean, it's like an accusation, pretty much, the AG of New York, right? Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if it was real. How about that? That's all I can say, just based on this market and how crazy it is. But, again, it's pure speculation. There's always a possibility that it's real. Holy crap, man. Sorry, I just missed a lot of chat. What's up, Mr. Black Sheep of Kangs? Nokia 60th. How is Ethereum looking on that huge bearish harmonic ray? Well, let's go to it. Bitfinex. We get the double, right? The huge bearish harmonic, which is not this one. This is the crab. You're still in the midst, right? You're still just going, dude. This is what I'm talking about. That's why you can't just look at the daily, because you're just going to miss out on everything in between, right? So, yeah, man, still working on it. Eventually, 194 would be the 786. It'd be the 1414 fib extension as well up there. So, if Bitcoin runs the upside, look, think about it, man. If Bitcoin ran to the upside, you know exactly where Ethereum is going to go. It's going to go to try to test up there at those areas, but there is overhead resistance that we've already failed to break once before. Okay, and just in a down sloping channel right now, rejecting higher prices, making another, it's like pretty much double topping up here. Should be visible. Okay, let's see. Here's a high on price. Here's the exact same high on price with rejection. You have a little Class B bearish divergence on the daily on Ethereum. So that's real. But if you ever got to that 194 area, hey man, that's the entry for short on Ethereum X. I mean, talking about from November 7th, man, when the whole world came crashing down right after a huge lull, you know, for Bitcoin. High X, A, B, C, D. That's the entry. And we have not technically hit it yet. We got as high as 187. All right. So maybe we get one last hurrah. Hey, we said Bitcoin can get one last hurrah. If Bitcoin gets the last hurrah where Ethereum is right now, yeah, we might very well hit that entry, dude. We might get it, dude. Okay. There you go. That's your, that's to answer the question about the big ol' Ethereum harmonic, right? Because 38% retrace, 62% retrace, and then 88% retrace, right? That's what those are from C to D, wherever. It would really be from A to D, I believe, right? the whole pattern. Okay, Ethereum Connect. But we talked about Ethereum today and Bitcoin a lot, especially in the stream. I guess don't think I went to the other chart though. It shows the much larger pattern that we might develop in time. What was it? Bitrix? I mean, this is like perfect so far, the way it's going. One sec. Where am I? I'm gonna put on this longer playlist. It's a little sexy. It's a little Spanish sexual, dude. But hey, man, y'all just gonna have to deal with it. I just can't manually be playing DJ the whole time for Spanish music. I'm just not. I just don't know that many Spanish guitar songs. Okay, it's just not my fault, man. So another perspective or look at Ethereum to US dollar. Another chart. The exchange is, you know, what we've got going on. It's the upsloping channel and the structure, and then we bounced off the 25%. And look how perfect it was, man. We hit that, double bottomed on a higher low with bullish convergence and ran up and hit exactly where we said we thought we would have issues. We couldn't hit the 886 because we had issues at 168 to 170, the downsloping resistance. But if Bitcoin obviously wants to run, you know, Ethereum's going to run too, like to 174. That's the 886. I don't know how much higher we'll get than that on this exchange, but eventually what I would like to see is a potential bottom at 138 at the bottom of the structure to complete. That'd be the PCZ, the pattern completion zone. Or it's also called the PRZ, okay? The pattern reversal zone. Or the price reversal zone. You didn't know. PRZ or PCZ. Pattern completion zone or price reversal zone. Or whatever. So, that's the 886. I mean, that's 886 at the bottom of the channel. So, it'd be nice to see us fail here and then sell off. But again, it's like different scenarios, right? So this is really nice, isn't it? So if we're in the dead middle of two different patterns that might be finished, right, or might be in the middle of their PCZ or PRZ, right, if we broke to the upside, we could very well possibly see a good short opportunity on Ethereum at $194. If we sold off, though, if things went bad for Ethereum and Bitcoin, we could wait for a long position at 138. So we've got targets for entries on Ethereum for a long or a short, depending on where this market decides it wants to go. That's pretty nice, man. When you know, like that, this is how you like prepare for when the prices reach these critical areas. You know what to do. That's like incredible preparation, man. So that's the answer to the Ethereum question, right? Thanks, wonderful bricks. Appreciate that. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit that like button, that bell. So we need 10 more subs for 7,000. We're at 6,990. Let's go, baby. Let's do this thing. Yeah, I caught up on sleep for real. Yeah, big time. Breaking through 6,000 would be very tough, man. But what's up, Mr. South Korean man? I can't understand anything you just said, but okay. Maybe I'll like copy that and put it in translate. That doesn't work. Someone tell me what that guy said in South Korean? Thanks. Sub Hans. Cryptocurrency apps, hello. Christopher Harris. Hello, Crypto Cloud. Did you miss ADA? Yeah, dude, normally we cover ADA before anything, even before Bitcoin, Ethereum, but, you know, because it's so special, Kappa, but, no, we can look at it. Sure. Bitcoin is halving next year. What's the date on the halving? Anyone got that? Let me know. I look hydrated. Oh yeah, dude. Certainly hydrated, man. Drinking water. Swing trader. Janiko. Timothy. Swing trader. It all depends, man. Dude, sometimes it's like way longer than I expect. Like the position, because it's just like it takes so long to get there. But normally between a few days to like sometimes a couple weeks, a few weeks. But like the longest amount of time that goes by is us waiting for our entries on positions, right? But we know 90% of 90% of trading is waiting. Yeah, I do TA with a rose in my mouth. I have roses in my, you know, I have rose bushes, but it's a lot of work, man. Okay. Nice. S&P futures just opened 40 points lower. Dow 400 points lower. Yes. That's wonderful, dude. For me. Okay, let's go to Ethereum. Or not Ethereum. Sorry. Ripple. That's not Ripple. Wow, it hasn't moved, really, at all. Oh my god. Go figure. I am not surprised. I don't know, man. It's not really if there's no real structure, like in the short term, like consolidation pattern, like not much of anything. Okay, so I'm not going to plot anything, make stuff up. I mean, downsloping structure, you had a false breakout, but something important happened from a high point to low point. You retraced 50% of the way almost. That's pretty much what you did. All right, from that high point to low point, 50%, and then you sold off. And we had bearish convergence. We had a lower candle high close than the previous one with lower levels of positive momentum and lower levels of relative strength, which is bearish. Okay, so trying to make something happen, I guess. You know, right now trying to bullishly engulf, but now we're below the 20 and the 50 moving average. Not even to mention we're below the 200 moving average, which we just rejected it yesterday. So I don't know, man. I don't really see XRP right now. There's not really a formal pattern that I see, right? I mean, because I'm saying like XA, this is not a deep enough retrace. We don't have anything yet. It's like 23% retrace. So nothing yet. Okay. Just know that if we can break for real This downsloping resistance, yeah, man, we might have a Momo shift, but for now, we're rejecting it. We're respecting it as resistance and failing, just like we're failing to break the 200 moving average, which is bad. Too much over. Look at all this resistance you built. You've put yourself in a real bad spot, like with all this chop, because now you just created so much resistance. Not easy to break that when just such little interest on XRP in terms of for the traders. Oh yeah, Apollo Connect. Yeah, dude. Apollo's better than Ripple, Cabo. What happened? Wonderful Bricks? Oh my god, Apollo has a McAfee on his team. McAfee, whatever, both. He's a great guy, right? Yeah, dude. Whatever, dude. Okay. Sorry. I don't know, Kanatomo, man, if that's important or not. It was bugging out. When I went live, it kept going like it started live and then went back to like it wasn't live again. And then went live and then went back to not live again. So I'd never seen that before. So that might be something that people were having issues with when the stream started, Kanatomo. So... You stopped watching a video of a psychic holder? Dude, were you watching the Crypto Shaman, dude? Don't make me bring him out, dude, okay? Oh my god, dude, hold on. Dude, that was terrible. I can barely even hear it, too. I can deal with this, though. This is a little better. Anyway. Well, Neo, you know, is in an uptrend, but unfortunately, you know, we've really been struggling. I know we looked at this literally last night, the same chart. And it's like, we have this, okay, right, we broke out, we've just been upsloping, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and even making, again, higher lows right now, as it stands, but just know, from like, you know, the anchor points, 1 and 2, and then 3 up here, we respected, 75, 25, you know, resistance supports, right, we're out, we broke out of it, and we back tested it, and could not get back inside of it, and now we're falling again. But, you know, falling has been very weak. I mean, we're not really going that far down. We're making a higher low than our previous low. So, yeah, and really from your low point to your high point, you made a 50% retrace. So you're in the dead middle of the golden zone. So, 977 is where we're at. That area, and if things took a turn for the worse for Bitcoin, you could probably see yourself down at $9. But I mean, as it stands now, we'll see. I mean, from this low, you're not making real bullish divergence on the MACD, RSI. You're not really making real RSI bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Oof, that's a lot of stuff. Hold on. Is this a log scale? Yeah, I think this was in log scale. Don't worry about it. I was doing a log scale chart, but it doesn't matter because I'm doing linear scale here. Okay, but you kind of see what's happening. We have broken out of the structure, and now there's a support at $9, and it will be very critical upsloping support But then right below that's the 618 at 875, which is like the last area. And so as you can see, low, you're not making lower lows yet.
Mr. Me puedes prestar en lápiz. Cinco de Mayo chuchu.
¿Qué? ¿Qué? Chuchu, el chuchu. El conductor. El conductoro. Thanks for the 618. The Fibonacci. O. Contribution O. Much love, O. Thank you, dude. O. I didn't catch much of that, but it sounded like I did, right? So, here's your issue on the daily, right? You are falling. Look, you rejected the 20 and the 50 as a resistance, both of them. You bearishly engulfed yesterday. Today, you are, look, you closed below the 200-day moving average yesterday officially, and now you ran up and you tested it. You were above it for some part of the day, the beginning, the open yesterday, like, which was, I say yesterday as in like it was 7 o'clock yesterday, last night when the candle closed. But as you can see, we are back below that 200 for sure. All right. And negative momentum has just begun to build, so it's very low compared to the previous one. So we could, of course, in time, get ourselves some bullish divergence on the daily. That'd be nice. But on the RSI, it's at 40. It's in bearish territory, so it's like you could. There's plenty of room to run to the downside if you wanted to. Okay, and that means think about it, the negative momentum could build to where you eventually get bullish divergence, but not yet. And then the RSI could sell off down to oversold, right, 30 or lower. And that would bring us down to like the $9 to $8.75 range, right, on NEO. And then you're just obviously in the short term from April 3rd, 1 month we've been in a downtrend, right, where we're at the bottom section of the downsloping channel, right? Does that make sense? Okay, I hope that helps. NEO Connect. And then you've got ADA. ADA also struggling a little bit like NEO. Different situation somewhat, I think, kind of. Not really, though. They're pretty similar. Just the one we've been looking at is Cardano to US dollar tether, right? They measure move, hit, Kangs, went above it, hit a 382 retrace for the major high to low. Beautiful job. Beautiful, beautiful job. It was also a 618 from the high to low here. So anyway, some sort of wedge, but it's looking more and more like we got a channel going on, right? I mean, that's it. You had a false breakout and then you bearishly engulfed. Look what you did on the daily. The 50-day moving average. Yesterday, we ran up, hit it, rejected it, used it as resistance, and then bearishly engulfed after that.
I said, "Teacher, may I borrow a pencil? You're my teacher and I'm taking notes. Cheers, brother. Steam locomotive. Clinking
Is that a joint?
Oh, it feels so good! Can you borrow a pencil? I'll give you a pencil, man. Kappa. But I don't really have pencils here. I do have pins. Copious amount of pins. But they're the Pin 1.5 manufacturer, so thanks El Conductoro for the 420O. Muchas gracias or something. Thank you, dude. Much love. Was that a joint? Alright, so this is what it's looking like, right? I mean, just seems way more like just the fact that we're not able to break here. Parallel channel. Sucks. So we just do 1 and 2 there, the adjustment. Yep, 1 and 2 right there. Not much respect though on the heart line. It's a little support, but just chopping within it. Doesn't matter though, because it's so perfect how it's going. Okay, or maybe we use the bottom ones, right? The bottom trend lines. Was that how we had it before? So like 1, 2, and no. Does that make more sense? I mean, I think you do have a downsloping trend line, but we just tried to break it and failed, so we're just making adjustments, trying to make sense of this just downsloping channel, man. Okay, downsloping channel, bearish engulfing candle, and now we're just like NEO. We're about to be making the same lows as before, 6.5 cents, and we're going to have much less levels or much lower levels of negative momentum, but you still have a lot of it. You still have a lot of negative momentum, and you're at 40. You're 39 on the RSI, 40 on the RSI, so that's bearish territory. I mean, look, you do have some support down here. Look, we fell through all this, didn't we? We fell through it, and guess what we actually did? When we came back up from the area we fell out of that was supposed to be a support, we actually have used it and back tested it like 5 days in a row as a resistance, and we rejected it and we've sold off. And so now you're just kind of in no man's land. That's not really much of a support from September 12th. I mean, the areas of support are like 6.3, really back to the double bottom area, or the area where it could be a potential type of double bottom. All right, so not really looking that great, man. I mean, it's maybe opportunity, but it seems like we might go lower, at least to try double bottom or to test 6.212 cents. All right. That's it, man. Like, you run straight up like this and you break through all this. When you come back down, you really got to hold the old areas that were supports as supports again, and we didn't, and now you're selling off, right? And you're giving confirmation to the market that those were real areas that the market interpreted support resistance, because you back tested them as resistance and then sold off, right? In bearish and gold. So, all right, man. I mean, it's all Bitcoin right now, dude, isn't it? Speaking of Bitcoin dominance, dude. Take a look, man. Look at this, man. Descending triangle breakout, high to low we've hit at this point. Yes. Right at that 786 retrace area. This is the highest market cap Bitcoin's had since September of 2018. We're talking 8 months, man. 8 months. And if we can ever exceed 61% Bitcoin dominance, which I don't know, it's going straight up right now. Like, tons of money pouring into Bitcoin more than everything else, right? That's very clear. Money's pouring out of alts into Bitcoin. That's how we know. We're seeing it happen. All right. Guess what's about to happen? We had a, remember, look, a golden cross on the daily into a death cross, and now we're doing the fake out, and we're about to golden cross again. Oh, wow. Talk about golden cross fake outs, death cross fake outs. Here you go, dude. So overbought 77. I don't really know how it works exactly with, Bitcoin dominance chart, market cap stuff, but like traditional technical analysis works on it, but it seems like it does. Seems like it does to some degree. All right. So, I mean, so let's see if we can get higher. If we break that 61% dominance area, we would be going, if you got anything above 61%, you'd be going back to the highest level of Bitcoin dominance on this market cap you've seen since December 2017, the Great FOMO area. All right, it's crazy, man. Dude, is this too loud? Is the music too loud? I can barely even hear it, dude. I know it's like Spanish speaking music. Can someone translate the words that this lady is talking about? Thanks. Lovo means wolf. Okay, wolfo. El wolfo. Doing about changing music, I can't do it. It's a little better, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. If you want to, man, we can look at that for you. Michael, you wanted Bristol Myers Squibb? I'm good to it, dude. Why not? Dude, I can't do this whole vocal stuff, man. Kill me, man. Alright, on the daily. It's real short term for a moment. It's like, you did have this, right? And you did have this. Looks like you are wedging a little bit, but I do think that you're also in the parameters of just a down-sloping channel too, right? You hit all these like critical support area right there, back from May of 2014 and January 2017. As you can see, you kind of like double bottomed off of it. Went a little bit below it before that double bottom. Very nice little double bottom. Wow. And yeah, you had a nice gap up. Looks like there was an earnings that made us move up some. Not much volume involved with it. And you're 64 on the RSI. All right. So from that high to low, we could expect in time potentially a retrace if you were to play this thing and it broke out, right? Which looks like it was a double bottom, but also a wedge too. You're just looking for a target of 5401. Is your primary target. Your second target, 5620. I wouldn't really be going with the measure move here. It's insane, dude. All right, so just worry about fibs. Previous discernible swing high up there from the height of the structure from October 2018 to the bottom. All right, you're looking for there. We're zoomed out view though. Well, you're the weekly. Oh my God, the double top is momentous, dude. It's insane double top action. Holy crap. Be scared. Be very, very scared, man. Yeah. Alright, so this is the weekly. What's happening on the weekly? We have it. It's the weekly. So the downtrend, consecutive lower highs, third one in a row. Like one, or this was the high, the 1, 2 after. So it's yeah, downtrend, man, and you're just holding on. Remember what happened last time? You got up here, you rallied. Look, rallied. That's what you do. After huge dumps, you retrace. This one was like 88% of the way. This one was like 76% of the way, right? High to low. 78.6% retrace perfectly before selling off. And so, yeah, there's a buy wall here propping you up, and maybe you will run up again and test the 50-week moving average again at 53.26. Might run up to $56, right, with those targets. I'll tell you this, a reason why we definitely might see some higher prices, at least in the short term on the weekly. Oh, not short term. I guess it'd take a while to develop it. Low on price. Low on price. Lower level of price on candle closes on the weekly. So triple MACD bullish divergence here, and a little bit of tail end bullish divergence on the weekly on the RSI for DM or BMY. So not bad, man. Hello? I gotta do this, man, okay? Yeah, dude. This takes me back to, like, high school, dude. Little Carlos Santana. So good, dude. God, man, takes me back, dude. Takes me freaking back. So in the weekly, man, though we might have a nice retrace because of some stuff going on in the shorter term, and I say shorter term as in like back from a year ago, but if we're talking like weekly time scales, man, that is short term, 1 year. All right, so yeah, we might get or continue to break to the upside a little bit, but we'll probably just end up making a lower high than our previous high. And eventually, if you ever break $45, man, $45, you're screwed, dude. You're screwed. It's done, man. All right, you're going down super hard. So far, we've only retraced probably about 50%, low to high. Yep, 50% on the dot. We were double bottoming, triple bottoming off the 50% retrace from that major low from September of 2008 to the high. All right. Excuse me. All the BTC pairs look worse, Christian. Yes, so it's like, yeah, they're getting wrecked. I'm just reading chat, okay? While listening to this really good song. So, Blue Man. Hey, Julia. Hey, GXRP. How you doing, man? Mine's going well. Going well. Planning to get some Mexican food in a little while. And queso before Game of Thrones. That's awesome, renewable guy. Yeah, he's awesome, right? Okay. Dude, I've been live for 51 minutes. If you're enjoying the live stream, please hit the like button, that bell, that sub. Good to see that no one new is watching today at all. The 279 people, really appreciate it. You being here. So we just give updates on multiple assets around the market, not just crypto, right? Yeah, the S&P 500 E-mini futures are down 1.52% right now, falling below that 20 moving average, which is definitely some sort of monkey ass, dude. I'll show you. This is a weekly chart, right? Weekly charts. Look what's going on the weekly. The new week, right? The new weekly candle. We have gapped down and selling, right? Very interesting. I mean, here we are. This is it, dude. Like, that was all-time highs right there, and here we are. All-time highs. And look, what I'm saying is monkey ass a little bit because we fell below the 20 moving average once in this entire run from December 26th to now, and now we're like below it, right? So, but yeah, there's that news, the tariffs and all that, the bluff with the tariffs. You know, like China maybe calling Trump's tariff, like his guidelines or criteria or whatever. What's up, Crypto Leo Lion? Oh, not so much Fizzle, but I mean, it's not like we can't look at it. Yes, he's been doing it. He's ever since that Thursday night, dude. How could you ever come back from that if you're like that person, like, and you saw what happened? You're probably on suicide watch, dude. Just saying. You thought BitMEX was a Mexican exchange, Chi? Wow, there you go. Cinco de Mayo, baby. Let's go. I'm scared, man. I'm scared. I don't know, dude. We can play this one. This will be alright. Okay, so might be double topping, but definitely might be due for a retrace. Either way. Yeah, dude. A little bit more Santana for us. Okay.
LTC/USD Coinbase, please.
Coinbase, man. Coinbase Connect. Sir Fishing, Fort Morgan, Alabama. Thank you so much for the $10 contribution, dude. You are amazing, man.
Oh, it feels so good!
What up, man? When you have time, can you check pics, please? Thanks.
Yeah. Did it exceed the 1618? we'll get to it, dude. Yeah, Litecoin first, and then that. So here you go, man. If you were trading just the wedge, then you got within less than $1 of that 50% retrace being hit from your high to your low, right? So it still looks fine to me, man. I mean, look, bull pole, bull flag, you ran up. I think you had the measure move with that wick, and then you've now sold off, but you're trying to hold above the 20. You could sell off at the 50 moving average, 72.34. But again, whatever Bitcoin does, Litecoin seems like it wants to follow behind it a lot better than many other alts, right? A lot of the other altcoins to the US dollar or US dollar tether pair are not performing this same way. So good for Litecoin, at least performing a little better than many others, okay, during this whole Bitcoin dominance revitalization stuff, right? We're just gaining way more market cap than we've seen in many, many months, 8 months to be exact. But here you go, right? What did Litecoin do near that 50% retrace? It rejected prices above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, and our negative momentum is building, and it could just keep building while we make lower prices. RSI, goes without saying, plenty of room to run to the downside, okay? But again, man, it's like the targets are still 82.31, 86.41, okay? If you're lucky, 92.25 if Bitcoin wants to go on a run. All right, that's it. That's literally it, man. If Bitcoin wants its one last hurrah to 6,000, which we know is around that 1618, 1414 fib extension area, right? Then we could definitely see 86.41 be hit, okay? So you just got to think about, hey, all these, they're all very, very tied to Bitcoin's price action. So if you're a Litecoin, if you're in a Litecoin trade and you're a fan, well, you have to be a Bitcoin fan, excuse me, if you're into Litecoin, okay, for a long position. Tango, maybe, dude, maybe. I'll just, yeah, it might be a lot of fun, dude. Just got to make sure everything's kosher, man. Everything's good, yeah. Because I might be in the middle of like moving and stuff, so I just got to. I'll get back with you on that. All right. Thanks for the invite, dude. You kangs, man. You kangs, because that sounds like a lot of freaking fun, dude. I'd love to do that. One sombrero. I just wish I had one, dude. I could probably go to the party store and get one for tonight, but dude, it's gonna be really, really disappointing and sad if we're not at 7,000 subs by the night stream, dude. Like, really? Dang, dude. That's like, hey, we're back to levels of growth we hadn't seen since I started doing SEO and static videos. Wow. That's what happens, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Like, taking breaks, man, from YouTube for like a day, or like I created a static video today, but I wasn't able to create one since Thursday, and you can see what's happened. My sub growth just like died, like went to complete heck, like a brick wall when I stopped producing any kind of static video. It's just so stupid. Yeah, the short squeeze would be, I think, us running to the 1618 and the 1414, and also potential square up levels, which are actually higher than 6100. Square up levels are like 6300, I think, so, which is insane. Which, yeah, it's just too easy, right? Too easy. You want to see something funny about the short chart? And again, who cares? Because we don't even know if it's really, you know, TA can work. But it's funny to look, man. I'll show you this. Okay, the upsloping channel we've been in forever since like this chart was created, inception, August 2017 or whatever. Look what happened. We finally fell out of it. Fell out of it in January 2019. Back tested it, sold off, double bottomed, ran up, and here we are at critical areas, really critical areas. Jeez, overbought territory, yeah, bounced off the 70, and you're near neutral again, so hey, we might get another run. I mean, dude, just expect this stuff. If Bitcoin keeps running up, expect this to keep going up too, man. All right, I would think, because like we got pretty decent areas of lower risk for a short, but if we keep going, man, there are even better areas slightly above us, $100, $200 above us, right? So you would think that maybe this would just keep, people would just keep piling on to layer into short positions. But yeah, if a short squeeze happens, we just get one large green candle up, yeah, this might liquidate a bunch of people and people might get wrecked and we might just dump again. But yeah, man, if that happens, sure, that's great, man. We would fall right back out of the channel. But it's crazy that we're up here, aren't we? Thanks, Michael Marks, for the $5 super chat. It says, thanks for the analysis on BMY. Sure, dude. Very interesting looking asset, isn't it? Not too good, though, right? It's kind of like, that's kind of scary. You pinnacled with a double top on the weekly, and now you're making consecutive lower highs, lower lows. You know, so you might in the short term, based on the oscillators, break to the upside, but only to make another lower high, then to break that buy wall and then dump really hard. Oh, yeah? Is that your favorite? Well, let's just play it, man. Here you go, renewable guy. This one's for you. Thanks. Are the static subs? Yeah, one of our breaks, of course, right? Of course. I mean, the fact is, like, we're averaging around 300 concurrent viewers per live stream now, when at one time we were only averaging between 150 and 200, right? And now it's consistent, of course. Yes, those subs from the static videos are watching live streams. It is at this point empirical. It's too slow though, man. Why is your favorite song be like, it's my favorite song, but it might be a little too slow for stream. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Alright, well, whatever. I feel like I've served my purpose for the day stream. You know, so calm Sunday. Look at this. 1, 2. Oh, man. On the 4 hour, you're just making lower levels of relative strength every time. I mean, I think we know what happens. Well, the thing is, dude, I don't even know. Man, I've seen this thing do this improper stuff and just shoot up again, man. Like, I don't even want to mess with trying to analyze this deeply. Okay. Been live for an hour and 2 minutes now. Officially. Let's do it, man. Well, the pace just changed to the song. A little bit, I think. Coinbase. Not really, never mind. It's still really slow. Okay, so, hey, we were at one time earlier today at 57.86, back down to 57.24. Down about $50, and we've got about an hour left until our weekly candle close, daily and 4 hour, with divergence on the daily and on the weekly, stupid amounts, very, very high on positive momentum, so could be looking for a pullback on that at some point.
I drink much Modelo, no set stop loss. Now big trouble. Why no stream? Now I screwed. We see excellent, por favor.
Sure, man. Sure, dude. Thanks, Benito, for the 12 ZRX, dude. We appreciate it. Wow, look at this one. Pretty, dude. Alright, so, yeah, just to finish up the local on the 8s real quick, it's just 1272. You've got identical, I'm talking almost identical patterns right now as it stands. The only way it becomes not identical is if you make a higher high than 5840, but for now, they're identical. Okay, and why I have this plotted higher is for the whole point of, like, what happens if we do make higher highs than the 1272 fib extension from B to C? What would happen is we have confluent zones up here between the 3618, which is the highest high you could ever go to for a valid bearish crab pattern, and right above that from 6,000 is that 3618. The $6,100 area is the 1618 fib extension from X to A. All right. So there is, if we did run again, and it would make sense because then we could still stay inside the rising wedge pattern that's bearish in the short term. All right, so a bunch of stuff developing, not sure when we fall out. if it's going to be here or if it's going to be up here. But we do think one of these two areas are a pretty decent shot of selling off. Okay, that's it. Yeah, fizzle. And so when it's like that, it's like, okay, whatever, man. Let's just get back to regular charts, okay? That's... Calm Sunday before the bull run. I'm sorry. Did everyone miss December 15th to now, where we were at 3150 and now we're, you know, hitting 5800? Jeez. I think the bull run's been here, man. Okay, that song's over. I'll be definitely taking a big chance here on this one, I think. I think I might be okay. I don't know, man. Probably screwed. But we'll see. I'll leave y'all with this song, okay? Thanks so much for watching. Oh, I gotta watch. I gotta look at XLM, sorry.
Happy Cinco de Mayo month. Happy holidays.
Happy Sync of the Mayo, Mon. Thanks, dude. Sinking mayonnaise. Yeah, sink the mayonnaise, dude. We're gonna do this thing, man. Oh my god. Thanks, great, man. 1941 Connect. Okay. Here's our good old trusty Kappa XL. Makes the limit, just floating along the bottom of the upsloping support. The upsloping support of the large pattern, which we call the ascending broadening wedge, the megaphone, the drunken champagne glass, whatever you want to call it. Bouncing along, man. And getting no help on the oscillators. Besides, there was bearish divergence here to here, but we've already sold off. But just trying to hold on a little bit, right? For the daily, still looks really good as a pattern. It's a very, very well developed pattern that's respecting that. But if you did sell off, okay, here's the way XLM. If you did sell off here, you could run up. This might just be the partial rise you get. This might be all you get, but it looks like bear pole, bear flag stuff, right? Proper consolidation, setting up for lower prices, rejecting yesterday the 20-day moving average, bearishly engulfing, and here we are, much lower right there. If we were to break out, the measured move of this pattern is from where the breakout actually happens to the bottom, okay? So that's where we could expect XLM to go if we did break this bearishly, okay? Down to 7.4 cents, 7.39 cents, okay? That's it. That's just, some patterns have measure moves that are very normal. This one's not normal. Just this is how you measure it. This is like the target if we broke out bearishly, okay? We'd be going from like 10 cents to be losing like 30% of our value if we were ever to make the measure move. But remember, this is the daily time scale, and it can take time to get down there. All right? Okay. That's all, dude. Some people miss the bull run. Yeah, well, sucks for them. That's what happens. And they're at 0 at KBS. What the? Okay, I'm back. I just got throttled for a second. Sorry about that. But yeah, man, that's what happens, dude. That's what happens when people give up on the market because it's just getting sold off and people don't care about learning technical analysis. If you care about learning technical analysis, you shouldn't really care if we're going up or down. Now, there is a hint of wanting it to go up because for the sake of this market, most people go long on positions. They don't short, and that's because, especially for Americans, there's so many limitations to going short on these S coins. That yeah, you like when bull trends happen because more people can participate and have fun with it. Well, more people naturally do, and there's nothing I can do about that, right? So yeah, man. But someone in technical analysis or a trader, swing trader for that regard, shouldn't care about ups and downs. Hey, the volatility we got on Bitcoin from November to December, that was insane. I mean, that was crazy. Like, you realize how much money you could have made if you were like set up. Remember our Ethereum head and shoulders pattern? That was it, man. That November 7th Ethereum, that was a trade setup, dude. And we went way beyond our targets all the way to our bottom. Okay, like $80-something or something. Jay, I've already looked at ADA. Alright, do a rundown. Greg Morgan, man. Michael Marks. Crypto Chef. Surf Fishing for Morgan, Alabama. Thank you, dude. Conductor. El Conductor. Kevin Terr. Timothy Janika. Kills for a Living. Thank you all for the contributions today. Y'all are amazing. Benito, thanks for the 12 ZRX. Here's your XLM. So, I'll be back tonight. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like button, that bell, that sub on the way out. 10 subs away from 7,000. It'd be nice to have 7,000 subs by tonight, but if not, whatever, dude. I'll be back. Till next time, respect to TA.
Forget about it.
That boy is good.
Adios, turd nuggets.